Now, as if that wasn't enough, we also have what's called the confirmation bias, and this is important during these times. The confirmation bias essentially means once we've got an idea in our head, we will seek out evidence to support that idea. And the reason is it's neurologically taxing for the brain to change its mind, change our mind, right? So once you have an idea, clever filters in the brain process information differently and add to your opinion that this is a fact. It can be used for good or evil. You know, if you wake up in the morning and you have a great start to the day, oftentimes that day just keeps getting better and better, and you think, what's going on today? Everything's just going swimmingly. Well, you started the day in a good way. You told yourself, wow, today's going to be good. And because you had embedded that belief, you just started to see the world as all, you know, rainbows and butterflies. That exact same day with the same series of events, if you woke up that morning and stubbed your toe and, you know, the coffee was cold, that day would have played out very differently because you would have said, today just sucks. And again, the brain would have looked for evidence to support that theory, and you would have had a bad day. So it's very important to wake up happy, is the takeaway from that example. But in general, when we have an idea, we will just look for evidence that supports it, and we will filter out any evidence that would challenge that idea. Weirdly enough, it comes down to calories. The brain is always trying to conserve as much energy as possible, and for it to rethink and reshuffle and rewire, that takes more energy. So, in order to keep us alive, the brain has evolved to not do that, essentially just to be stubborn and to look for evidence that supports existing ideas. Fascinating. That can be very bad in times like this because we hear a rumor of something being true and then we just see evidence that supports it. And look, the point of this course is not to go into what's true and what's not true about coronavirus. I have my opinions, you have yours, and that's where we're leaving that. Because the point of this course is just to give you some tips and tricks on how to stay calm. Because I think we can all agree that coronavirus is real. People are dying, people are sick, the world is being challenged right now, and staying calm is important. So explaining the confirmation bias here, we don't need to go down the road of what's true and what's not. It's a good idea to be aware of these things happening in the brain. We see the negative before we see the positive, and we like to confirm existing ideas rather than allow ideas to be challenged by new information.